My guest today is the founder of Aquora VerDae, a purpose-driven business where every bottle equals one tree planted. Their mission, empowering sustainability through innovation and education. If you've seen their hashtag Aquora environmental impact floating around social media, you already know this isn't your average green campaign. It's a movement. Welcome back to the show called One Step. Let's talk about the journey. My name is Joel Bennett. Let's welcome the heart behind Aquora VerDae, Shade Ashley. How are you, ma'am?
I'm doing good, thank you.
Let's get right into it. First of all, welcome to the show. It's a privilege to have you. You're now a part of the One Step family.
Well, thank you so much for having me. I'm honored to be here.
Wonderful. Let's jump right into it. Where did the inspiration for Aquora VerDae came from? I'm learning to pronounce that.
So it is Aquora VerDae, and the inspiration for the name came from aqua, which is water, and flora, which is plants, and the verde comes from green, which is verde in Spanish. My favorite color is green, and I decided that instead of having VerDae, just do VerDae, which is the ending of my name, Shade. So VerDae, Shade, to make it mine. So Aquora VerDae.
A representation of you as well.
Yes.
The name brand. Okay,
yes.
Wonderful. I like it. Why one bottle equal one tree? What did that model symbolize for you when you were building the brand itself?
So people have this concept that change only comes from someone big, someone great, something great.
Yeah.
So the one bottle, one tree shows that one action, one step that you put forward could make a difference in the world. So even if you plant one tree by getting one bottle, this does make a difference on a larger scale.
I want to dig a little bit into that question itself. You came up with this business model. Why?
Okay. So about 4 years ago, I was sitting in my room and I'm like, I want to start a business. And I was like, I want to sell water bottles, but I wanted to do it in a way that it has purpose, not just, I'm selling a water bottle. I wanted to make sure I'm doing something that makes a difference in the world, and my connection to the environment, because my passion, my love for animals and the environment, people. So I wanted to incorporate what I want to do with my passion. So that's why, because if I was just supposed to, because I could have just done it have a business and sell water bottles, but then I wouldn't be driven or fulfilled by just doing that. I want to help the environment. So I feel like the one bottle, one tree is just what it's supposed to be. It just makes sense that way to me. I didn't know how I would even get that done. It was just a thought 4 years ago, and I just put it away, close it out, because there's no way I could have done that, right? So this year, I was 25, I was turning 26 in May, and in February, I'm like, I haven't really done anything with my life, so I should actually do something that, makes a difference. So I went back to the idea, and I actually researched on how I could do this, and we planted 50 trees, so yeah.
Okay, you say we. Who else is involved there?
Well, it is my idea.
Yeah.
But when I say we,
yeah,
everybody helped to plant the trees.
Wonderful.
It wasn't just I definitely didn't put the money to plant 50 trees. It was supported from my friends, families, coworkers, community members. I even had a GoFundMe at one point. So everyone was involved in planting those 50 trees in an area affected by forest fires.
Well, let's shout out to all those persons who are involved. You're contributing to Shade's dream here. So your tagline talks about empowering sustainability through innovation and education. Let's unpack that. What kind of innovation are you integrating into Aquora VerDae products or practices?
Okay, so the whole idea of innovation comes from the bottles. The bottles are made from wheat.
Okay.
So wheat they're the first bottles, plant-based bottles, fully wheat and bamboo.
Okay.
They were made in 2018, I think, from a company called Sweet, and they've been doing it and improving the bottles over time. These bottles, they will biodegrade, so they're better than the stainless steel bottles, and you could still store your hot drink, your cold drink.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so that's the whole idea of innovation of plastic, but it's made from wheat or bamboo.
It's very interesting, very impressive. How important was it for you to blend environmental impact with educational outreach for your projects, I guess?
I think that was very important because, as I said, I have a love for the environment, and I want to spread this love to others, especially youths, because I feel like, for example, I went to the Edmonton Earth Day Festival. It was a seniors festival, but I still went, and I was probably one of two people of color that was at the event. And then there was a lot of young people too, even though it was seniors event. But again, only one of two people of color at the event. And I looked around and I'm like, we need to get young people interested in helping the environment, because we are the ones that holds the future in our hands, right? So I feel like education is a big part of it, because a lot of people, they probably just go around in their lives and they don't know what's actually going on or how they can actually make an impact. So for example, they had a speaker, she was from the New Grocery Movement, and she said, oh yeah, I went to university and then I learned about food. And this education led her to go plant her own garden. It led her to start her non-for-profit. So the New Grocery Movement is her non-for-profit, and she's like, oh, when I go in the supermarket, I look at the labels and I read what's inside, because she's educated on what is wrong from what is right. And she's like, oh, I don't go to this supermarket or that supermarket because they're involved with this and that. So she's like, support the locals. So I'm like, if you're educated, then you'll make educated decisions. And so that is very important, to blend education with environment, because if we're talking about sustainability, we're talking about eco-friendly practices, we hear it, we see posters, but do we actually know what's going on? So that's why.
Apart from social media, what environment or other avenues are you using to provide this education or awareness?
So my business is a social enterprise. So I haven't actually figured out how to actually set up a business where you buy water bottles. What I want to do, or what I am doing, is blending it with the education aspect. So the business is actually having these seminars, probably 3 times for the year, having youths come be educated and the bottles given to them for free, but they're sponsored, right? So they have that tangible part with them to carry home, because each bottle comes with a tree, and that tree is now yours, that I gave to you with that bottle, which has a barcode. You can watch your tree grow. So I feel like through social events is how I am going to, or how I am spreading awareness about the environment and educating others, other than using social media. So
All right, I don't want to get ahead of myself, but are there any social events coming up that we need to know about?
Well, I actually was not. So this was my first event. And I was like, okay, my first event, I'm gonna just go big next year. I learned that you can't actually plan an event in 3 months. I did it in 3 months, and it was great. But I learned that I need to, plan ahead and get sponsors, all that stuff, probably a year in advance. I was like planning to do it next year. So, but then I got a message from like all the So before, while I was doing that event, I
Yeah.
applied to a lot of stuff. I talked to a lot of people, applied for a lot of grants, and then I got an email like last week. Oh, you've been approved. We
Oh,
love
wow.
your event. We want you to do this again. So, apparently, I'm doing it again in October.
October of this year.
Yes, so I'm doing it again in October.
Yeah.
I'm very excited. It's gonna be a lot of work, but yeah.
Well, I hope this program can provide some awareness as soon as we get it all done and posted. Guys, I ask that you take the opportunity to like, subscribe, share this content as you are now watching with friends or family. Thank you so much. We need the support. Recently Aquora VerDae presented an annuarium to Christine and Lloyd from the Edmonton River Valley Conservation Coalition. Can you walk us through that moment and what it meant to you?
So this is actually a story because I was supposed to, so my whole event, I want to incorporate indigenous practices, indigenous traditions, because I believe that going back to your roots, educating the youths about their roots and indigenous practices and traditions about the environment is very important. So I was trying to get a guest speaker from the Enoch Cree Nation band office, and it was just not working out. Everything, they were having elections, and it was just, they said yes like in March, but then election time like the day before my event, so it just didn't work out. I met Lloyd at the same Earth Day festival. He is in the River Cree Singers band, and he's also a public speaker. So I had already contacted him from before if he could come play at the event as well or sing, and he's like, oh, some of the drummers are coming from like Cold Lake, they won't be able to make it on such short notice. So when I got the no from River Cree, I'm like, wait, I could ask Lloyd. I looked at his business card, he's a public speaker. So I asked him, and he's like, yeah, he would be honored to come, and if he could take his partner with him. So I'm like, sure, great, now I have a speaker.
There you go.
And it turns out his partner is like the president of the Edmonton River Valley Conservation Coalition. So they both came, he presented the indigenous aspect, and they both presented about the Edmonton River Valley Conservation Coalition, what they're doing. So and they actually invited me to come to one of their events. So yeah, I was extremely grateful for that last minute, putting us first last minute, coming to the event, sharing with everyone, and I was just really grateful for that, and I felt like I needed to honor them in some way. So yeah, that's definitely why.
Now you have collaborative partners for the future. That person can refer you onward. That's wonderful. Relationships are important, and collaborations too, I guess. So that gift was made possible through Proton Electric's sponsorship.
Yes.
How did that partnership come together, and what does meaningful collaboration look like for your brand?
So I have this wonderful lady in my life. Her name is Andrea Ellis. She has been super supportive. And I told her, oh yeah, I'm having this event and I'm having trouble getting sponsors. Everything's so, I have 3 months. And she's like, don't worry, I got this. And she's like, oh, I have a friend and I have this friend and I have that friend. I'm sending you all the numbers. I'm like, okay, great. And then I think her friend Wendy, she knew Wendy. Wendy is the owner of Proton Electric. And she's like, I love to support youth that want to make a difference in the world, especially Black youth. And she's like, yeah, I will definitely support this, and you're helping me too because you're getting my business name out there. So she was excited to help, and then after the event she was also super grateful to be a part of it, and she thought that it was such a wonderful idea. So I was just supported again from community and family members and friends. So that's how that interaction came about, or that connection.
Shout out to Proton Electrics. What do they do?
So Proton Electric is an electrical company.
Of course.
They sell appliances, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think they do offer electrical services too, not just selling appliances. Yeah.
Okay.
I went on their page.
We want to make sure that we give them shout out because of, just maintaining the relationship itself.
So, and follow them on Instagram.
There you go. So follow Proton Electric on Instagram, my people, because they've done well. So building a sustainable, focused business isn't always a smooth sailing. It's business, right? What have been some of your biggest challenges so far, and how have you worked through them?
So, my biggest challenges so far has been, well, I'll just speak to the event that I did, because I've only done one event.
Yeah.
So in terms of that event, the biggest challenge I had was getting support. Like when I say support, I mean financial support to do it.
Yeah.
It is not easy, as I mentioned before, 3 months to get companies on board. They have fiscal years and budgets and everything, so they can't just like give me money for an event that they just learned about that's coming up next month, right? So I totally respect that, but that was the biggest thing. And getting speakers for the event was also a big issue. But I feel like that's on me too. Planning. I need to plan better. But that was the biggest thing, I would say, like getting financial support.
I can imagine some of these persons you have to pay them to as well.
So like the speakers? So the speakers,
moderators, speakers.
I was the moderator.
Okay.
But the speakers, I want to say I have been blessed with a lot of wonderful people and connections over that past 3 months, because the first person I spoke to was Mike Tuffin. He's from Project Forest, and he's the founder of Project Forest. And he called me, actually. I sent him I was at work. I work at Enterprise, and this gentleman came in, and I told him about the event, and he's like, oh, I know the perfect person. His name's Mike. So I sent Project Forest an email asking if they could send a speaker for the event. Mike called me the next day. He didn't email me. He just called me, and he thought I was doing this wonderful event, and he wants to be a part of it. Oh, I don't need any compensation. And I'm like, oh my God, thank you so much. And I think at that moment was confirmation to me that, okay, this is something you could do. You should press on, because if he believes in you and he owns this big foundation and he built it up, and he must see something in me, right? So I said, okay, I'm doing this. And I was connected to, I think, Shara as well, from construction, sustainable urban development. And she was also phenomenal. We went for coffee, we spoke about it, and the whole time she was talking, I was just smiling, because I'm like, she knows what's in my brain. She knows what's up. She's just talking, and I'm like, wow. I went to university and I did economics for my minor, and then biological sciences for my major. And she was talking, and I had a project that I had to do on homelessness and sustainable living and urban development, all that type of stuff. And my exact project is what she's doing as a business. And I'm like, oh my God, we are like soulmates right now when it comes to sustainability and urban development. So we hit it off, and she's like, yeah, she would love to be a speaker at the event. And that she didn't want compensation either, but I gave everyone honorariums, and I was thankful to everyone. I got sponsors from like different companies, especially the River Cree. They supported as well, like giving honorarium to the speakers. And then I think Elements Kitchen also gave honorarium to the speaker. So everyone was just like truly supportive, and they didn't want compensation, but I didn't feel right not giving something.
Sounds like the stars were all aligned for that endeavor to be fruitful.
I think so.
That's good stuff. Was meant to be.
I think so.
Was there ever a time you almost gave up? And what kept you going? We have to share these things, because we don't want to give anybody any idea that, running a business, starting a business, getting it going, it's smooth sailing, and there are challenges, I can imagine.
Yes, I definitely wanted to give up. Like I was at it. It was like, so to get the space at River Cree, you have to do like a deposit. So I did that in March, and then like it said, oh, on May 15th you have to make the full payment, and then on May this you have to make sure 48 hours in advance. So I have like these deadlines that I need to come up with the money by, and it is like May. What is it? Well, I think it was May. It was maybe May 13th, right? The payment should be May 15th.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't have the money. I'm done. Like, even like before that, coming up to that, I was like going out. I went to like different meetings, and I met with people, and they're like, oh, unfortunately it was getting so many no's, so many cancellations. I had like 6 booths, and three companies canceled. The schools, they're like, oh, I can't come anymore. I didn't like, even the indigenous school, I think it's called Kaya Pume, they're like, oh, we only have 1 person coming, and I'm like, okay, this is not going well. Everyone's like canceling, it's not working. I was like on the brink of giving up, and then I had that coffee with Shara. And I told her, I'm like, I don't think it's gonna work out. And she motivated. She's like, don't give up. You got this. I'm gonna send your contact to these people, connect you with these people. So I'm like, and they'll help you. I'm like, great. So I got connected to, I think it's Ade Tutu. I think that's her name. I think that's how I pronounce it. And Secure Prompt is her business.
Secure Prompt.
Yes.
Okay.
And we had like a Zoom call. This was like, as I said, the 13th.
Yeah.
And she came on the phone. She's like, oh my God, you're so beautiful. I'm like, oh, thank you. And then she's like, I love what you're doing, and I feel your passion, and I love this, and I'm supporting this. I'm like, and I started crying. I was just literally crying because I prayed, and I'm like, God, if this is supposed to work, just give me a sign. And then I had that meeting with her, and she's like, I'm supporting it, and she gave me like the exact amount of money I needed to make up what I have to, and I didn't say, oh, this is what I needed from you. She came up with a figure out of the blue, like out of my I sent everyone like a sponsorship like contract or something, but like sponsorship proposal. But she just came up with like the exact figure of what to give me so I could pay for everything on the 15th. Plus I got like brochures, I got the banners, all the educational materials for the youth. I got thank you packages. I got so many stuff, and I felt like if that was not confirmation, she was inserted right there to give me hope, because I was about to give up. And then on the day of the event, after like all the speakers, they talked, and we were having like the reception, and Mike came to me, and Shara, and my friend Tori. So they're all talking, and they're like, oh, Shade, this was such a wonderful event. You were so organized. You would have never known that you were having so many issues. And then Shara was like, girl, I know you were about to give up. I didn't have hope about this, but because I saw that you were devastated, I couldn't show that I didn't have hope. But then look at this. I'm like, it just, when you get to that point, it's like the meme you see online, like when you're a builder is like trying to break away the rocks and to get to the goal, and you
give up at the last minute.
Yes, but I didn't give up at the last minute. I pushed through. So I would say that's the biggest thing.
I'm happy everything came together.
Yeah.
Like I said, the stars were aligned. Why do you think education is often the missing link when it comes to environmental change?
So I think I briefly touched on why I believe that earlier. I'm just gonna share another story. If what I think the missing link, why I think the missing link is education. I had like a survey. at the event. Like after you're done, you scan the barcode, you make
Yeah.
a survey. And then most of the people that came, I knew them, I had their contacts, they would
Mhm.
contact me after, right? And everyone that actually responded to the survey or contacted me after, they were like, oh wow, I didn't know this was happening with the River Valley.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know about Project Forest and what they're doing to help the environment and rewilding the land. Oh, can we volunteer? Like everyone was like eager to
Yeah.
help, to volunteer, all the youth. So I feel like they were educated and
Yeah.
now they're interested. Like one girl, she said, oh, I want to pursue a career in this, right? So if I feel like if everyone was more educated about the environment and what's
Yeah.
happening, then also I believe that success is rooted in community and communal thinking,
Absolutely.
right?
Absolutely.
So having that community together, educated, will bring success,
Mhm.
right? So that's why I believe, yeah.
I concur. So what's next for Aquora VerDae? Any upcoming projects? I know you just mentioned one, but in addition, any expansions or campaigns our listeners should keep an eye on?
So this is also another last minute project, but hey,
Yeah.
I hope I can pull through again. This time I have the funding,
Yeah.
so all I have to do is get the people to come. So in October, I haven't set the date yet, but once
Yeah.
I do, I'll post it. I'll definitely have another seminar, innovation education seminar,
Mhm.
in October. And then what I was actually planning before all this happened is I want to do 3 things next year. So I want to have like a yearly seminar at River Cree in May. So I'm going to have that definitely in May. And then I want to have a 5K walk run at Rundle Park.
Okay.
I was thinking maybe to do that in close to May, so ending of June maybe, or somewhere there. And then again in October, I wanted to do another seminar in St. Albert, because they're referred to as like the green community or something.
St. Albert.
Yeah, they're like super green there. So I believe that would be a great place to have a seminar. It would be very well respected there, and I feel like it will be well received too. So yeah, that's what I want to do.
Well, just so you know, this platform is here to support you in whatever marketing or advertisement means you need. I do want to contribute to the environment as well in whatever way I can. In whatever way I can. The show called One Step. If you could tell every business owner that's listening to us right now, one thing about building with purpose, what would it be?
That's the only way to go. As I said before, I could have just got water bottles on AliExpress. I don't know if that's the name, but I could have just done that in bulk, sell them. I don't know. But then I wouldn't be driven to do it. I wouldn't be motivated internally or intrinsic motivation to get this done, right? Unless that's something you're genuinely passionate about. That's what you want to do. But I feel like the link that drives you is your purpose. So putting your purpose into what you do, this is why they say, oh, if you want to get a job, get something that you love so you can get up every day and go to the job and not feel burdened or pressured or that you want to give up or quit, right? So it's the same with building a business. If you're building a business and you want to succeed, make sure you're building it with purpose, because that's where you will succeed. Your purpose will push you past your limits, push you to the gold, past all the rocks, and definitely get you to where you want to be. So for example, if I wasn't passionate about this, the moment I heard all those no's, I would be like, okay, I'm done. But I definitely wanted to plant those trees and help the environment, right? So, and I wanted to educate others, and I feel like because of that, I was able to be successful. So I feel like that's my advice. If you're building a business, it is very important to build with purpose. So sit down, reflect. What do you love? What inspires you in life? What do you want? How do you want to make a difference if that's what you want to do? Whatever it is that motivates you daily, put that with your business and you will definitely be successful.
The show is called One Step. let's talk about the journey. My name is Joel Bennett. Shadi, thank you so much for coming on the show.
You're very
We look
welcome.
forward to Aquora VerDae's future and what is to come. I believe you're going to do great things. Guys, thanks again for watching. Remember to hit the like, subscribe, and share. Help us build this platform. Y'all take care and bye.
Goodbye.